My whole motto of if I'm losing with you, I can lose without you is really being tested by George Pickens. There is no question George Pickens had an incredible year with the Dallas Cowboys and provided them with something they have been lacking for a long time, a real compliment to CeeDee Lamb. And yes, it was fun to watch, and yes, he was great, and yeah, he's a little bit of a head case, but in Dallas, that kind of seems to work out. That seems to be something that they can manage pretty well. But when you start talking about these numbers that it's going to take to re-sign him, where some people are saying $35 million a year is what it's going to take, or you can franchise tag him and hope that he doesn't lose his cool and refuse to come in and hold out or become a problem for the entire year. There's even reports that if the Cowboys were going to trade him, they wouldn't be able to get better than the second round pick. And that is like wishful thinking. So my thought is simple. If you were with the Cowboys last year and the Cowboys didn't make the playoffs and they didn't win, then am I really going to break the bank to keep you if you didn't clearly show that you can provide wins? I know there's an exception has to be made because this Cowboys defense was historically bad this season. And if they had a halfway decent defense, there's a good chance they could have made a serious push in the playoffs because the offense, including George Pickens, was borderline unstoppable for most of the season. Here's the problem I have, though. Guys like George Pickens at that skill level don't become available for no reason or just because people just don't feel like having good players on their roster. The truth is, coming into the draft, there were character concerns about George Pickens coming out of Georgia. It's what everyone said. George Pickens is without question probably was the best receiver in that draft. However, when you throw in the character concerns and all of that stuff off the field, it made you think, I don't know if it's worth the risk. Well, Pittsburgh decided to take the gamble and brought him in. And what they saw was great production, great player. But man, those issues keep coming up and we just don't want to deal with it anymore. And they moved off him. And now here come the Cowboys, the franchise that is routinely known to be able to deal with the circus because their owner creates a circus himself. So what better place for George Pickens to come and to thrive? They can handle whatever hiccups he brings to the table. But the truth is, do you even want to deal with it? And at $35 million, is it even worth it? Is CeeDee Lamb not who we thought he was and capable of being the number one go-to receiver? Would you be better off taking that $35 million and splitting it up amongst two solid quality starters somewhere else on the roster? Could you take that $35 million, put it into two defensive free agents this season and kind of improve that defense and get a complimentary receiver at a lower price or even a rookie out of the draft? I'm torn. Because as a fan, I want my team to have the best players that they can. And this guy is in your building. He wants to be there. The team seems to love him. And he produced. At the same time, the price tag is extravagant. And if the idea is let's franchise tag him, now you have to deal with, is he going to come in and play ball? Is he going to be happy to participate? Or is he going to provide a massive headache for the entire season? And if you give him this big contract, was he on his best behavior last year because it was a contract year? Is it possible that you got the best version of him and now once he gets that money, he'll kind of change into the player you were hoping he wasn't? Is he going to prove you wrong and make you look like a fool when you pay him and then he turns into kind of too much to not worth the money? It's a gamble. And I'm going to be honest with you. $35 million is too rich for me. I would give him lower. I would give him lesser. And I would tell him, we want you here. But we want you here with a really good team. We want a championship. We want a Super Bowl. We feel like if you take a little less, we can build this roster and you can have tremendous success, get your money, get your endorsements, become the top receiver in the NFL, and we can win championships. That would be my stance on it. I'm not giving George Pickens a blank check. I'm not giving him whatever he wants. I would set a number that does not hurt us long term. I take that gamble that way. But if the number is 35, I'm out. That's too rich for me. Not worth the risk. I think this offense was playing well without him. I think before he got there, you weren't really concerned about the offense. I think securing the running back position is important. I think improving some issues on the offensive line is important. I think this defense has to be priority number one. I think even if you take George Pickens out of the equation, this offense can be very productive with just the weapons they have. And you don't have to get a top of the line receiver at number two. I would take that money and go somewhere else. I would set a number somewhere probably around 15 to 20 million a year. It's probably about where I would be. And I'll take the other 15 and go put it somewhere else. Let me know your comments down below. Do you feel like George Pickens is worth the risk? Do you feel like he earned a blank check? Do you feel like 35 million is what he's worth and that's the value you should give him? Or are you thinking they should take that money and boost it somewhere else and let the guy walk if need be? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you next time.